We welcome everybody in to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. We start the show this week with a somber note. We will not be playing the show. Intro, look, we need to just start the show by saying that the passing of Coach Mario Fierro this week has us all sad, has us all remembering a great man, has us all in a mindset where even when you come to our show for sports, which are supposed to be the escape from life's griefs and sadnesses and burdens, that, you know, even here, sometimes we have to be the ones to confront reality and we have to discuss some of the heavier things. And that this week means the extinguishing of a great light that was shining very brightly on generations of high school student athletes here in San Diego, Cathedral Catholic coach Mario Fierro. The outpouring of support to me is really interesting because I think you get you're going to universally speak well and send well wishes, but you can, I think, sometimes tell the difference between when a community is just simply coming together to express condolences and when people are coming together to express grief and loss. And the messages on social media were not simply, sending love and prayers. They were heartfelt pouring out of emotions from Cathedral Catholic, from St. Augustine, like from the rivals, from the same sideline, from people that only knew him from class, the people knew him from football or basketball. Like, it was all over the spectrum, but it was heartfelt, like grief and anguish and anger at losing this man. I know that he is somebody who has interacted with all of us in different degrees. I had a great conversation with him a few months ago on this show when social justice and Black Lives Matter was the topic when we were all stuck in home in full-blown quarantine, and we were having coaches on just to share stories, and he was somebody who stepped forward to say, yes, I would like to listen, I would like to speak, I would like to be just a part of this conversation, and I'm very, very blessed to have gotten to know a little glimpse of what it was that so many of the people that actually spent the time knowing him got to see in terms of that on and off field greatness. Tommy Morris, you had a funny little happy note to remember Coach by that you wanted to share with everybody. Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, I mean, he was just always the first guy, no matter when we go to Cathedral. It didn't matter what sport it was for or what we were doing necessarily, especially with the TV show way back then, or if we had people in the radio show. He was always the guy who was kind of the liaison. And he really was, in my opinion, sort of what high school sports is all about. It's about using sports to build a community, if that makes any sense. And he was the link. I mean, that's what you talk about. You've got teachers and coaches and, students and all this stuff. And they all come together to cheer the team on, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, field hockey, lacrosse, but no matter what it is. And he was the guy who was I know he was a football coach and coaches for other sports too, but he was at everything, and that is kind of what makes high school sports so special, is not just the kids playing, but the kids coming to support them. That's how you build a community. And then when you're, old people like we are now, that's what keeps you coming back. And that's what keeps you keeping in touch with all these people that you grew up with. It's really those moments. And I think he kind of encompasses what the point of this all is, if that makes any sense. It's more than just playing a game. It's more than just going to class. It's becoming a community. And he was someone who really got that.
Bodie De Silva, you care to share one of your memories, maybe from the basketball realm, or I mean, you covered him in both in both the.
Yeah, universes. No, I mean, really just to piggyback off what Tommy said, him being an alum and coming back to the school, it was just so clear how much he meant, one, what the school meant to him, but how much he meant to the students there. Obviously coaching football, but with basketball, I know some players and students posted photos of when he would work the games, whether it was the admin kind of controlling the student section, anything, like he meant so much to them. And it's just so frustrating of a senseless violence that was just so unnecessary, and just such a great loss to the community, especially there, that really cared for each other so much, and how much he loved all those students and the school.
I would like to make a motion on this show I saw this on Twitter. I don't remember how quickly, but fairly quickly afterwards, that the Cathedral Catholic Los Locos renamed their Twitter account, at least the head, like the top part of it, the banner part of it, as Los Fierros. I would like to see that be a permanent change. I would like to make a motion publicly here and say that if anybody from Los Locos is listening, I would like to put a public campaign out there that you permanently rename the student section Los Fierros. I think that'd be a dope student section.
I think that's a great idea. I think there's a chance that happens. I remember before I got to high school, we were fortunate to have enough good basketball teams where we'd go to Sacramento a lot for the state championships. And one trip down, the kid who was in charge of the spirit leader unfortunately got in a car accident and passed away on the way home. And the Spirit Award is still named after him to this day. And that was probably 20 years ago. So I think that's something that should be discussed and something that, quite frankly, probably should happen. And it would be something that, I mean, he would be beside himself if he knew,
Yeah.
And,
and he'd live forever. His memory would be passed down forever then.
Great idea.
I would like to say that we also have people, former athletes, current coaches, everybody in between who are expressing their grief and condolences and sharing some anecdotes that will come out as its own independent episode, standalone over the weekend. Wanted to take some time to really get that one right and have some other people who are since graduated but want to testify to Coach's lasting impact. So be on the lookouts for that one coming out. No way to easily transition into this not being a radio show. We've had one or two of these where you have to go from the dark to the happy abruptly. So I will be the one to take us in a rapid left turn and say that probably Coach would hate this episode if it was all sad, if he was listening, and he'd probably want us to talk about some high school sports because we had a couple of things happen in the past week, ranging from a second National Letter of Intent signing day to new guidance being released from NFHS to continued dialogue between the governor and a group of coaches. There's a lot of stuff going on. So Noah, we haven't really heard from you today. Where would you like to start in terms of do you want to talk some signing day? Do you want to talk return of sports? What has you excited right now as it feels like there's maybe just a little spark of the high school sports world coming back to life?
I want to get started at, highlighting those people that signed to their universities recently. I think it's good that we have that good news for this community, and I want to just highlight those people that they're looking forward to making that decision or looking forward to that next step in their lives and going to college and playing sports at that level. So let's talk about the signing day.
Noah, Bodie, anybody there catch you off guard? Because I mean, I could rattle off a list of, well, that's impressive, but I didn't see anything that was like, whoa, that's a coup for that college, or that's a left turn. But what were some of the names that caught your eyes? As I'll sprinkle in just some people for you guys.
Yeah, the one specifically, I'll talk about Josh Simmons, who's transferred over to Helix for his senior year. He ended up signing with San Diego State, that's a huge deal for them. And this is a kid who throughout his recruitment had 30 plus offers from pretty much every conference around the country. And I know there was a lot of interest in him wanting to stay home. And for San Diego State, that's a huge piece to build around. I mean, a big 6'6" kid. I know he has interest on playing both sides of the ball and is certainly capable of it. But that's a guy, as San Diego State moves closer to getting this new stadium built, I think that's a huge piece for their future and just a huge recruit to keep home.
Noah, I want to get your take on it because you are a running back. You ran against CJ Verdell, both literally and figuratively. And Byron Cardwell is part of this signing class. He from St. Augustine initially, Morris this season, is going to be going on to the University of Oregon. I wanted to get your feel because you have seen Byron play, you have seen CJ play. Is that a comp? Can we make that? I mean, are we seeing Oregon get? Are they striking rich twice here with a San Diego running back?
Man, it looks like it. I think the comp is there as far from a power perspective, for sure. The way they run violently and just able to shrug off defenders with ease. I think you see it in their legs. Very agile, but I think at the next level, Byron, they're going to make Byron a little faster. They're going to get him down to that ideal way, get that workout plan and that nutrition plan going for him. And I think that's very exciting. Oregon should be very excited that they keep getting these San Diego running backs over and over again, and they just keep contributing to the wealth of that class. So I'm very excited to see Byron Caldwell do his thing. Shout out to CJ Verdell, best running back. Him and Greg Bell, the best running backs I've ever played against. Great guys. But yeah, the comp's definitely there, and I think Oregon should be excited about that.
Tommy Morris, hit us with something that caught your eye on signing day.
Yeah, you also got a bunch of kids going to small schools, and I'm going to reach out a little bit out of the San Diego realm to the kid in Temecula, Blake Allen, who Montel Allen we're all aware of, and he's helped a lot of kids in San Diego get to that next level. And congratulations to him and his family, because his son is now going off to the next level to play at Southwest Minnesota. So huge for them, and I'm really happy for them, because Montel's done such good things for a lot of kids in this community, and so it's good to see his son, reach his goals as well. A lot of kids signing to smaller schools, and I just want to reiterate to I know a lot of kids, because this is not talked about enough. A lot of kids are probably disappointed because they may have not gotten, maybe they got no offers, or they didn't get the offers they wanted, and they see other kids with them, and they say, "Oh, I'm better than that kid or this kid," or blah blah blah. Every situation is different. You don't know how a school is compensating financially for each kid. Some kids can afford to go to places, some can't. There's a lot more in the works there than, "Oh, I'm just better than this kid at football." So if you are one of those kids who didn't get what they wanted offer-wise and are frustrated, keep your heads up. It's not over. Literally, it's not over, because some schools are going to end up with less kids than they thought and start offering again. And then also there's always a JUCO route, which every year I tell kids it's a very good idea. If you're really confident in your abilities, you will get found that way. It happens all the time. So to those kids who are a little bit disappointed this morning or this week, don't give up. You still got hope. It's still an option for you, so don't think like you can't.
Noah.
I just want to say, just being able to play football and play, just be able to play football at the next level, at any level, is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. If you're not getting the D1 offers that you want, just get in D2, NAIA, D3. Those are opportunities that not only are going to help you and make you able to play football at the next level, but those are new experiences that you get with living in a new area, making new friends and building new connections. So don't take that for granted, guys. I personally am someone who wish they would have took the opportunity to play football somewhere else, even though if it wasn't D1 or D2, just to be able to play and have that experience that you'll be able to hold for the rest of your lives is a blessing. So don't miss that opportunity just because you thought you were D1, D2. Talent is going to get found. Just keep working, stay grounded, keep those grades up, and look bigger picture here, because there's bigger things than just going D1. There's a lot you could achieve by going D2, D3, etc.
I would jump in there and say, Noah, your biggest missed opportunity was you should have been the long snapper at SDSU. You'd have been you'd have been a funny long snapper.
Hey, I would have been one. I had a highlight tape and everything.
Guys, I want to bring up, as I text filibuster here for a second, as I have the wrong windows open. I'm doing research for a topic ahead. Two names that I want to bring up from Crawford in terms of the signing day, and that is, oh my gosh, this is terrible radio. Eric Ibochawa and Zion Dielma, and they both signed to play college football, kind of along the lines of what you guys have been talking about. A little bit smaller colleges, NAIA, D3s are all of the offers that you get out of Crawford right now. But I wanted to just throw this out there as a huge validation and congratulations to Coach Matt Marquez's hard work in terms of building that culture. And I think that it's dovetails perfectly off of what Noah was saying about, if you see this less as, oh, I'm playing for the brand name school that I always wanted to play, and more of, I'm getting an opportunity to keep playing, go to college, just take all the steps up, and you just ingrain that culture. That's what happens, where then at Crawford, you don't see them out here every, year posting all about, oh, we got stiffed in the playoffs or this, that, or they play football with a culture of always striving for just a little bit better, and look where it got them. So huge congratulations to those two specifically for signing yesterday, but to Matt Marquez and the whole show, or the whole Crawford football family. Colton, you ready to jump on in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so Colton,
Oh,
formerly.
he doesn't even know it's coming. He doesn't even
No,
know
I
it's
was
coming.
here. What's happening? What's happening?
No, you don't know it's coming.
Colton,
It's coming, boy.
Colton, we used to play a game with Noah Lax called Explain That Tweet,
Oh, word.
where we would dive in. Yeah, a word. Where we would dive into
Hey, that's what the kids are
a
saying
little Twitter history and it determine exactly what was going on in Noah's life at the time when he would tweet out things. So Colton Toll, you can follow our intern on his personal account at Colton Toll Tull. Yesterday, Colton, at about 5:30 p.m., you tweeted out
Prime time.
just simply Slurpees.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right.
Let's go with that.
So growing up in San Diego, you get the hot summers and Slurpee days in July. So it's peak hot there.
Wait, let him explain.
I know. But I was just like,
Let the man explain his rationale. Hold on. Pump the brakes. Give the intern a second to explain his rationale. Colton, come on now. You're saying that February is hot summer days. Keep going. We're following.
Because I was just thinking, I was like, man, I really like in July, because there's a 7-Eleven like down the street from my house. I was like, I would just walk down there and get a Slurpee on Slurpee Day or whenever. Because Slurpee is a peak drink in my opinion. So I was thinking, I was like, man, I could go for a Slurpee right now. And I was like, I like tweeting random stuff in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna tweet the word Slurpees and see what happens.
Here's what happens. Here's what happens is it makes it onto the game called Explain That Tweet with intern Colton Toll.
What flavor?
I like the game title. Oh, it's always cherry Coke,
flavor?
no doubt. Always cherry Coke.
You don't mix them up?
No, that's right. Cherry and Coke.
Oh, yeah, okay. I want to make sure that, okay. I want to make sure.
Yeah,
Good.
Those two for sure.
That's
I
my
put
answer, by the way.
You put a little raspberry on top just to give a little color, and that makes it all better.
Okay, here's the bonus question. Do you go half, or do you go 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4?
Oh, I always do 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4.
Smart kid. All right, I like him.
Always.
Correct answer.
That boy different.
Different.
Bodie, be the determining factor on here. Do we approve of Colton's Slurpee style or no?
Yeah, cherry and Coke. That when I get a Slurpee, that's the only way I'm going. So I got to approve.
Thanks.
That's high praise because Bodie can be a little finicky and weird on his drinks. So Colton, count that.
My guava black tea in front of me.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Iced coffee brigade, Tommy and I. I bet Colton's probably drinking a Slurpee right now. And Noah's got pickle juice.
I have straight pre-workout.
Ooh, no water, just the powder?
Wait, Noah, are you just eating the powder? Are you drinking it? Are you eating it or drinking it?
I do have a story. I have a story. So
okay.
So I'm going into my senior year, and we're having a max day at Gridiron Ministries, AJ's training facility. If you guys don't know, a lot of people know who that is. So we're at AJ's training facility. We're having a max day, and me and Dom's like, man, bro, like we gotta get right. Freaking the pre-workout, just no water, no nothing, just a scoop, boom, straight down. He's like, you gotta do it too. I'm like, what? He's like, come on, man, it's max day, straight down. Ooh, pre-workout. And then we go in there and the energy was just on 100. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I bet your heart was on 150.
I've done that with protein powder.
I was a young gun back then, so it didn't, but I was itchy. I was like, pumping out them weights. I was like, this is why this guy's different, bro, because he just takes a scoop of pre-workout.
Because he's giving himself a heart attack, so he's feeling itchy while he lifts. Yes. Well,
hey,
you lived to see the other day.
The competition was in the air that day. That man was motivated.
All right. Well, Colton, as he said, he's on his way now to go get a slushie because we've inspired him. He's feeling it now. Colton, are you saying that you're literally going to walk during this show to 7-Eleven and get a slushie, or are you going to drive?
No. I'm gonna go golf right now, but I think I'm gonna go get a Slurpee for the course.
Deal.
Look, it's a clear day out here. I think a Slurpee sounds good right now.
Let's put it on the poll. Does Colton Toll's optimism warm your heart?
Yeah.
Put that on the poll at SD Prep Insider. Guys, I was hoping to have every week we hope to have just a little bit more definitive, like concrete, like, oh, first track meet this day, first this, that day. we're not quite there yet. Some coaches, including Ron Gladnick, have been having some dialogue with Governor Newsom and or his office. Bodie, maybe you can shed your professional opinion on this. You can follow Bodie at SD Preps, or you can find his work at Scorebook Live, California, SB Live CA on social media. Do you see the groundwork being laid right now for like an insane, all of a sudden, a ton of sports come back, or are we really still in the process of optimism, but looking rationally at like we're going to get 1 or 2 track meets in the next 5 weeks?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of the same as it's been the last few weeks. There is some optimism there, but it definitely feels like there's some coaches and administrators that are way more confident than I am. So I don't know if I'm sure there's been no message that they've been told, hey, we're going to release it in a week. I'm sure that would have gotten out by now, but I wonder if they're being told, hey, sounds like something may happen, anything like that. But I do think that a lot of outdoor sports are going to get a chance to play this year. Maybe I'm completely off on that. We'll see. I know football obviously is the one most talked about, but weather, and I know there's been some advocating to move all these outdoor sports to the red tier, which is something that is maybe close to obtainable. Yeah, there's some optimism, but it's tough because we know they have meetings, and then, they're meeting again next week. And it just, each week you run out of time, and because it's not, hey, if we're cleared, you can play games 3 days from now. I mean, obviously there's a lead up time and practice and getting all these protocols put in place. So yeah, there's some confidence, but at this point, it's tough to say anything for sure.
I would say the other thing that
you know how we get this done?
By just saying,
any legislator, whether it be Gavin Newsom or anyone else, versus Gladnick, steel cage match, just mano a mano.
I like that.
Gladnick wins.
Trial by combat. I like that. Trial by combat. So definitely, I mean, safe. Between here and there, like I said, we'll try and provide you more details. Someday we'll be able to come on the show and actually hit you guys all with a boom. It's over. It's back. Until then, like I said, follow Bodie at SD Preps. Follow the show at SD Prep Insider. You can follow Tommy at Real Tommy Morris. Colton is at Colton Toll or at Colton _ Pro Colton. There's a couple of different Colton Tolls out there. One is for Slurpee tweets. One is for sports tweets. Noah is Noah Lax _17. Noah _Lax 17. Different things like that. I am Mr. Seaped, and we will close out our second show in a row with our brand new game, because as he has graduated from the tweets game to this other one, Noah Laxina, are you a millionaire yet? Off of Stonks.
No.